Welcome to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms. They are our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have a great show lineup for you.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, we have what is EPM. I'll let Dr. Adam Cayot pronounce that. The diagnosis, treatment, and prognosis. And a shout out to Brittany Monroe for the videos of her Appaloosa, who unfortunately did suffer through that. And we'd like to give her credit for helping us out with that. We have Fred Wynn and his daughter Millie from Fred Wynn Horsemanship, who are here actually this week for Iberian, which is very exciting. We have episode 5 of From Ancient Allies to Present Day Partners with Tricia Cybersma. And we also have the Wild Horse Refuge. We have Scott Beckstead here with us. He's also here for Iberian this week, which is very cool. They just got to meet each other downstairs for the show. And they're both here for the same incredible event. And then we have the Gypsy Gold Farm tours, and we actually have amazing mules this week, not Velvet Doll. Dennis Thompson, Florida's most interesting man from Gypsy Gold Farm tours. It's always great fun. So thank you to our wonderful sponsors who help support us and make this all possible. We are live on Tuesday evenings on Facebook. We air on Equus Television several times a day on all smart TV networks. We're also on multiple podcasts, and then we're on the Sky 97.3 on Saturday morning. And we love our Sky listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're going to enjoy the show. We have a lot of variety. As always, we have a good time. And we are going to take it now to Dr. Adam Cayot and EPM. Here he is. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and the Chamber's Equine Initiative, here with Dr. Adam Cayot from Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. We are going to talk about EPM. I'll let Dr. Cayot tell you what that stands for, but I'm going to start off by telling Dr. Cayot a little funny story. Years and years and years ago, back before I was a Peterson Smith client and my horses were patients, there was another veterinarian, whose name I won't say, who came out to my parents' farm, and he had a tech alongside him, and my horse, Sonny, who you treated for many years, came running from the other side of the field in. I think he was coming to do vaccines, and Sonny came running up, and the tech, bless her heart, said, "Oh, he's got EPM." And I said, "No, he doesn't. He's a Tennessee Walker." Yeah, no offense to Tennessee Walker people. I love them.
Those gated horses can look a little funky if you're not used to seeing them.
It's very true. It's very unusual. So I just thought that was a good story.
That's funny.
It's a funny story. But yes, I personally love the Tennessee walking horse. Would love to have another, but it was a funny day. So let's talk about EPM. And obviously one of the signs is a funny gait.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's kind of interesting. EPM stands for equine protozoa myeloencephalitis. So
that's why I had you say it.
Yeah, right. It's caused by a protozoa that lodges, typically, they ingest the protozoa, it migrates its way into the spinal cord, can lodge itself anywhere in the spinal cord, and thus doing so, it disrupts the neurologic pathway and neurologic signals that get transmitted. It just hangs out in there. The horse is a dead-end host for the protozoa, so it doesn't extend its life cycle by doing that or anything. So but it can cause all kinds of problems with a horse. The other thing that's kind of goes to your story is I think that EPM can be overdiagnosed, and part of the reason is that there's no good test for it. Blood test basically shows exposure, right? The great majority of horses have been exposed to it, so they have antibodies to it. The level of antibody doesn't really correlate so much with, are they infected or not, because it could be early infection and they don't have as many antibodies. They could have cleared or, been exposed and it not been a problem, and they've had time for the antibodies to build up. So there's not really a good test for it. It's a little bit more useful to do a spinal tap to get CSF fluid But then again, that's not necessarily end all be all. So what is important is clinical signs, which leads to another problem because there can be a lot of differing clinical signs. Clinical signs for EPM can range anywhere from a mild lameness to the horse being unable to stand, completely neurologic and down and unable to stand. And that can happen over a long period of time. It can happen acutely. Typically it is a longer, a more chronic issue. You see small problems and they kind of get worse. And then you can kind of see muscle wasting and that sort of thing. So clinical signs are really important. The way I treat them typically is I obviously do a neurologic exam and look for deficits. Are they stepping normally? Are they placing their feet normally? Are they able to tell where their feet are? Proprioception, gait evaluation, all that stuff. I look at the symmetry of the body of the horse to see if there's, any asymmetry that might be happening. And then clinical history, again, is very important because a lot of times I'll hear, it's very common, he trips a lot. Mm-hmm. Trips a lot. I'm riding him, he trips. That's not normal. Horses don't typically trip. If your horse is tripping a lot, that's not normal. They need to be seen by somebody. Then you can go and then, you're just walking along and the horse is tripping, or especially if they fall down, I mean, that shouldn't really happen. So then I can, during my exam, then I can put them through some paces, so to speak, and look for these inconsistencies. Mm-hmm. Like I said, testing for it doesn't really do a great job. So I typically treat. So I will say, okay, yes, this horse has some neurologic deficits. It's likely it could be EPM. Let's treat them and see what the response to treatment is. Typically the treatment that I use is about a 30-day treatment, and then I come back and I reevaluate them after that 30 days. Most of the time they've shown improvement, then you don't have to treat again. There's been a handful of horses that I've run it for 60 days. EPM can be a devastating disease. It's passed through the feces of mostly
Let's
opossums.
talk about possums.
Yeah, opossums. Armadillos can do it down here too. Is
that right? Armadillos as well?
Yep, they found it in armadillo feces as well.
That's unfortunate. I have one of those at my house.
So, so that's why they've been exposed to it. Possums are everywhere. They're picking up, they're pooping in your horse's fields, and you're not going to be able to, kind of limit that pretty much. So. And
that's where keeping feed and things all closed up, not leaving it open, that they could get in as well, because I've heard people have found them in their feed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
not good.
I mean, that's should do that with everything.
Yes, keeping your cans, keeping your cans closed, keeping bags all closed and sealed.
Right. So, I mean, hopefully you treat and you can get. It's not a curse, depending on how severe it is.
And I'm sure the severity depends on the length of time to get better, right?
If you get a significant amount of muscle atrophy because of something, you're probably not going to get back to where you were before. So if you start seeing those things, and like I said, the most common thing is my horse trips a lot. See, y'all just walk along and they'll stumble. Horses shouldn't do that very often.
Makes sense. Absolutely. Yep.
EPM.
Thank you, Dr. Adam Cayot with Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honouring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Centre in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
Faulty wiring is the leading cause of barn fires, and equine facilities have special electrical needs. The knowledgeable and licensed team of electricians at Pat Myers Electric will ensure you can achieve your vision for a safe and functional horse facility. For new builds, rewires, and updating, Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe. With a farm of our own, we know you cannot take chances. For all your current barn needs, go to patmyerselectric.com.
The team of professionals at Equifence of Florida specialize in equestrian fencing, offering great communication, quality fencing, and all done in a timely manner. Reliable service with horse safety in mind all the time. Also offering customized residential, vinyl, wood, aluminium, and chain link fences services. Equifence of Florida, quality fencing done right to keep your animals safe. For more information, find Equifence of Florida on Facebook now. Ocala Dog Ranch offers a variety of services for your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing, and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms. They're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
Quick shout out to Tricia Cybersma from Heartworks. I was actually just talking about her in the studio before the show. Thank you for my beautiful scarf. I'll be mentioning more about that later. But we are going to switch gears now. We have a very special guest here in the studio with us, Scott Beckstead, and we are going to talk about the Wild Horse Refuge.
I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for reaching out to us. I love having interesting guests from other places come in and chat to us. And I love that you're here this week also for our dear friends, Tina and Kim for Ibericon, which is an amazing event happening this week at World Equestrian Centre. It's fantastic, brings top equestrians from all around the world. And the Spectacular on Friday and Saturday night is literally spectacular. So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I am the Chief Equine Programs Director for the Wild Animal Sanctuary, which owns and operates the Wild Horse Refuge. The Wild Horse Refuge is a 30,000-acre private sanctuary in northwestern Colorado that is home to just over 250 Colorado-born wild horses. We take the horses that have been put up for adoption by the Bureau of Land Management after they've been rounded up and removed, and we adopt the horses that have been passed over. So we have, horses from, the three main herd management areas, the Sandwash Basin, which is just about 30 miles away from the Wild Horse Refuge, the Pions East Douglas herd management area, and the Little Book Cliffs herd management area. So these horses have their freedom restored. Many of these horses have been in holding facilities for years. So we are just thrilled to be able to let them reclaim their freedom and live out the rest of their lives wild and free on 30,000 acres of open range.
That's what I was about to ask. How many acres?
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's
a wonderful thing to do.
It really is, and this is the mission and vision of our founder and director, Pat Craig, who originally got started in saving captive-born exotic animals like big cats, and he wanted to make sure that they were given not just another cage to be in, but actual habitat. And so he brought that same concept to the Wild Horse Refuge so that we could take horses, again, that were once wild but lost their freedom, and turn them back out and let them live wild and free again. Yeah, and just be wild horses.
It actually breaks my heart when I think about the 50,000 plus that were like my Mustang, got through the third adoption process and didn't get adopted. They call them the third strike horses, and I hate that they don't get another opportunity. And that's how I ended up with my $25 Mustang.
Yeah.
Was that very process, that he had failed to get adopted. Perhaps it was his big head, I don't know. I fell in love with his big head, so it didn't really matter to me. But I imagine there must be a lot of those that go through that, don't get adopted in those first three opportunities, and then they go out and they're in holding pens for the rest of their lives.
And so we are especially concerned about those three strikes horses, also known as sale authority horses. Those are horses that are 10 years old or older, or who have been put up for adoption at least 3 times and passed over. And those are the horses that are most at risk of falling into the wrong hands, because a horse that is adopted from the BLM, you don't get your title to that animal for a year. And during that time, the BLM wants to make sure that you're taking good care of the horse. But these sale authority or three strikes horses, you can buy them for $25 and you get your title right then and there. And so again, they are the ones that are most at risk. So a substantial number of our horses at the Wild Horse Refuge are sale authority horses. So many of our horses are middle-aged or older horses. But we have a real variety of horses out there, and we're thrilled to be here in Ocala for Ibericon at the World Equestrian Center. And I'm going to be talking to audiences at Ibericon about the link between those ancient Iberian breeds and the American Mustang, and then talk about how you see many of those Iberian traits in the horses that live at the Wild Horse Refuge.
So how many horses can you put out at 30,000 acres?
That is a common question, and that is sort of a remains to be seen. We are at about 250 horses right now. The range is abundant and thriving. Our horses share the range with hundreds of mule deer, elk, pronghorn, jackrabbits, prairie dogs, the whole suite of native wildlife species. And we really want to make sure that we're being good stewards so that it's a good habitat for all of those wild species. That's in addition to the horses. We have professional range experts come out periodically to look at the range and to give their assessment on how the range is doing, so that we can be sure that we're not overloading the range, and that it continues to be a thriving ecosystem for everyone.
That's fabulous, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
I love that.
I've seen them in Oklahoma now. They're allowing the cattle farmers to get the Mustangs and at least put them out in pastures, but they're not allowed to touch them or help them or anything like that. So yeah, that would be great to even have the ones that are in pens be able to go to where you guys are.
Well, we would love to see this model replicated wherever there are wild horse populations. If we had a facility like this in other states, so that there were places for these horses to go, so that they're not being cared for at taxpayer expense. That's another thing that we're doing, is we're saving American taxpayers millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. The BLM estimates that it costs $50,000 to care for an unadopted wild horse. So you do the math, and we're saving. It's a win-win. It's a win for the horses.
It sure
is. It's a win for the taxpayers.
Well, the cattlemen in Oklahoma started having wild horses because they make guaranteed money.
So we would love it if eventually we got to a place where there could be a facility like this.
Wouldn't that
so
be
that
great?
Horses are able to live out their lives.
Because Nevada obviously is another. That's where Flynn came from. That's another place that.
Well, Nevada has half of the wild horse population.
Right.
Half, so it
It'd be great if it could be.
Well, the other thing
that dotted everywhere.
Yeah, and the other thing that I'd really like to mention is that part of what makes our operation successful is that Colorado is a very pro-wild horse state. Coloradoans love wild horses, and there have now been 2 bills passed by the Colorado legislature to direct the Colorado Department of Agriculture to step up and take a bigger share of the responsibility for managing wild horses, getting more volunteers out there to apply fertility control to the wild mares, and then on the back end to really boost the adoption effort and try and get more of these Mustangs into good homes.
That's wonderful. And we've got a couple minutes left. I want to talk about some of those similarities between, and one of the reasons that you're here at Ibericon, obviously you're going to talk about what you do, which is wonderful. We need lots more of you. But the similarities between the Mustangs and the Iberian horses.
Well, yeah, and that's really going to be, sort of the theme of my presentations is the American Mustangs, the original American Mustangs were descended from the ancient Iberian breeds that were brought by the Spanish back in the 1500s, and then they spread northward, obviously, and into the rest of North America. But you still see a lot of those Iberian features out there on the range among the wild horse populations. And the Wild Horse Refuge, I would say, is an excellent example of that. We have horses that literally look like they are right out of the Spanish Riding Academy. Wow. Beautiful, big-boned, that bearing, that gait, just amazing horses.
I love them. Yeah. I love what you do.
Thank you.
Can you share how people can find out more about what you do?
Yes. Go to wildhorserefuge.org. That is how you can learn about our work. You can see some great pictures and videos of our horses there, but you can also learn how to support our work, including becoming a founding donor, where you contribute the equivalent of the purchase price of 1 acre of land. That makes you a founding donor. That means you get a VIP tour. You come to a big event that we have every year. There's merch. I mean, it's the whole thing. So wildhorserefuge.org.
Well, we have goodies for you to take back.
Oh, excellent.
We have piranha goodies. We have a horse talk show dandy brush from TT Distributors.
I might have to use this on my dog too.
Yes, and then we've got some Cayot USA products for you too.
Well, so thank you.
You get goodies.
Thank you
Scott,
very much.
I want to thank you so much for being with us. If you want to hear more from Scott, he's going to be at Ibericon this week at World Equestrian Center. He's going to be speaking and sharing more, so you can learn more there. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be right back.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
We're a unique, tough breed. We work long, hard hours making sure your horses are healthy and properly shod because, well, we farriers know horses perform better when they're properly shod and healthy. You want quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices, and you won't settle for anything less.
TT Distributors is dedicated to quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices. Racehorse or a pasture pony, TT Distributors has what you need. 7715 West Highway 40, Ocala.
Equine Therapy International offers state-of-the-art equipment to enhance your horse's performance, fitness, strength, and rehabilitation with hand-picked and proven range of products, including PEMF and massage therapy rugs, leg wraps, boots, pads, and lasers, equine water treadmills, cold salt water spas, combi floors, dry treadmills, solariums, nebulizers, and more. For more information, go to equinetherapyint.com or find them on social media. Repair, perform, and recover with Equine Therapy International. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hey, this is Buck Branneman. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms. They're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have a couple of special guests in the studio. Also here because of Iberian from New Jersey. We have Fred Wynn and his daughter Millie. Welcome to the Horse Talk Show.
Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you for reaching out and asking to be on the show. I love that. That's such a blessing. I was so excited to hear from you. Tell us, first of all, we're going to start with you, Fred. You've got a lifelong passion and love for horses. You grew up with them.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your childhood.
I was born and raised in Southeast Asia, country called Burma, and in there I was only handicapped person that ride the horses. So I have to compete against all the able-bodied. And then over there I did show jumping, I did English riding, and also I did which call it national military traditional art, which is basically kind of like a trick riding. And I did those competitions, and I was actually a professional over there. The Burmese government gave me salaries and housings and then the cost of the horse to compete for 6 months before the show. The rest you got to take care of your own horse, which is pretty big deal in the poor country, you know, like to get that chance. Then when I was 23, I came to US to study the law. And then obviously I'm broke and law students with so I was away from horse for many years, and I cry every day, you know. And then but I never end up riding in my mind. So then I said, you know, I'm in USA, the best thing to learn is dressage, which we never had a chance to learn the dressages. So I started learning the dressage, and then, you know, basically reading the book. I can't afford it. Then finally I did a couple of dressage show and freestyle. I love it. And I'm so addicted to that training part. And then after I became a lawyer, so I have some money to do that. But it's funny part is 6 months later, I became broke again. I said,
welcome to horse ownership.
Yeah. I said,
happy and broke.
I said, even the lawyer income doesn't help me to survive in horse world. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm going back. So then, of course, I really work hard, save money. And then, like, I think about 5 or 6 years ago, I started doing, maybe a little bit more than that, I started doing the Western. I always like to do different discipline. I wanted to learn everything. So when I start doing the Western, I shut everything that I know from the dressage. I believe that's the best way to learn. When somebody teaching you, don't use your knowledge until you got to the point of you know almost everything. Right. Then I start applying the dressage training method in the reining. So I was winning Congress, like 2-time freestyle champion. And they invited me for Run for Million finalist for freestyle, and then I went to the futurity. I was invited. Then everybody was telling me, Fred, you're good with music, and why don't you do this? So I started performing with the music, and then that's the reason I like about it. I can do reining, I can do dressage, I can do fusion of it. And then I went to Equine Affair many times. I was in Horse War Expo, basically all the equine entertainment business I was involved in so much. So now Evercon, and happened to that I bought horse from Spain. I studied law in Spain, European Union law in Madrid, Spain for a while. I always go to those classical riding, and I stay there all day, and they don't know why I'm there for, you know. And then, so now I said, you know what, time for me to go back where I always want to do that. I love Iberian horses. So I bought a Lusitano, 17 hand. He's only 3 years old. So when I went to the Spain, the guy looked at my leg and said, he's not gonna buy it. And he said, this is too big for you, isn't it? I said, yeah. As long as I got good price, yeah. But I'm like, yes inside. And then he's like, no, Fred, you looking for like 10 years old or something? He's only 3. Oh, it's too young for me. I was like, yes. I got it. I always want to train. I want an innocent horse. I don't want a good horse. I don't want a bad horse. I want an innocent mind horse, so which I can put train on. And then then when I got here, I trained him from 3 to 5. He's 5 now. And I put all the basic Western background. He can do sliding, spinning, fast lead chain like a reiner. But I never put him on the competition because I want to just keep it that as a fresh mind. Then now that I want to focus on classical riding, which is his breed as well, right? He's so exotic and stuff like that. So I'm going to do Iberian, I'm going to perform. I think I have to do 3 between that, I have like 8 minutes to change with my leg, and nobody helping me and settles, and I don't know, let's do it that way. But that is not my first rodeo, right? So I'm gonna do 3 freestyle with the music performance. One is a Western, one is a patriotic, military style.
Lovely.
And then the other one is a Baroque Menage, which is a French classical riding, which I'm riding with one of those big guy here, and I never even met them.
I think I saw one of your photos in your collection of photos in your military
Yes,
attire.
yes, absolutely.
I did. I saw that.
And
That's
I
cool.
got standing ovation in Congress. My first Congress winning freestyle was that one. And then my second winning was I do Spanish riding, even though I have a quarter horse. So now you can see I have a dream of being a Spanish riding, art of it. So I train my quarter horse to do like a Spanish, dress like a Spanish, or move like a Spanish. That's why I teach a quarter horse to do PR, passage, all these things, all the high school movement.
It's incredible.
So now I got Iberian. I was like, okay, I'm gonna excel it,
So you're going to be performing at Iberian at World Equestrian Center.
Yes,
That's
excited.
so exciting.
3 performances.
We'll be
during
watching. That's so
We'll be at one of the tables. Make sure you wave.
Wave me, call my name. I'll wave at you.
We
I like
will.
that.
We'll be your cheering. We'll be your cheering team.
We'll have to get some things to put up and say win, win.
That's such a great last name.
Thank you.
That's a great
That's
last
why
name.
every time I go to the court room, judge will be like, are you sure that's your name? I wish I have your last name. You don't have to advertise.
I know, me too. So Millie, next generation.
Yep.
We had this really cool little video of you playing the violin on a horse in a house.
Yep, that's me.
That's a pretty good way to start the show, I'd say. Wouldn't you? What on earth is the horse doing in the house?
Well, we didn't want to go waste an hour to get to his place and drive off, so we brought him home for a little while, put him inside the house, played some violin on him, tricks on him. My dad wanted to train him to make sure he's calm, but with me he's a complete different horse, and I love him.
So obviously you passed on this love for horses to your daughter, who is 10.
12.
11.
11.
Oh,
Why do I keep
almost
doing
almost
that?
12.
I keep trying to make you
16
younger.
days.
16 days to 12. I cannot get that right.
Yeah.
So you love horses, growing up
Correct.
with horses.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love horses.
You do. And what kind of riding are you doing?
I do basically everything.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm a canter, a little bit of dressage, a little bit of everything. Standing on the horse, clearly. Yeah, I do a little bit of everything.
So you'll end up being part of the act, right?
Nope, maybe not this year. Maybe next.
Maybe
year.
next, when you're 12.
She
See,
did
I got
that.
it right finally.
So who is your best teacher?
Oh, thank you.
Right here.
Right here. Good.
Thank you.
Your dad.
Yeah.
She don't usually behave that way. Always fighting back, always questioning.
So will you be helping at Ibericon this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite horse right now. Ala he's my favorite
Who's
horse.
your favorite horse?
Yep, he's something special.
So do you have a like an aspiration, something you want to achieve or do? Do you want to compete? Do you?
Yeah, I want to get into the Grand Prix in dressage.
Wow.
Or I want to get into Congress and reining with my horse.
Or maybe both.
Or both.
You should do both, right?
Yeah.
Still plenty of time.
Why settle on one if you can do both?
That's incredible. So, Fred, how do we get to watch you? We can get tickets.
Yeah,
come
there's
out
a
to
ticket that they
Ibericon.
sell online, and then they can also buy in the entrance. Of course, I give you my VIP ticket, right?
We're good, but for
Yeah.
for our listeners who might want to come out, I think it would be great. And I know it's very inexpensive, and it's an incredible performance.
Very
there are some
accessible, very
amazing
accessible,
performance
yeah.
out there.
No, I
We were
just
there
want to
last
come
year.
to see him.
I know, me too. That's wonderful. So we can come out and watch you on Friday and Saturday night.
Yes, Friday and Saturday night, and then on Sunday I'm doing a clinic, and I'm teaching them how to train the horses and stuff like that with my horse. So she's gonna be doing riding, PR, passage, and I'm gonna walk on the ground, and she's gonna help me to hold the horse
in
and
the
collect and stuff like that.
And what times are these?
That will be, I think,
These
Sunday
are-
at 12 p.m. I believe.
12 p.m.
Yeah, 12 p.m.
Well, we
yeah.
have goodies for you, and actually,
Oh,
don't worry, we'll give you a second horse talk show.
That's
right?
awesome.
Thank you.
You don't only have to have one. We've got piranha goodies.
piranha.
And they're nice travel size
Oh
bags.
gosh,
of
we gotta come
piranha
back
goodies.
again. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and Dad's gonna be
These
happy.
products are the
Let's
best
look at it.
you've ever used.
This
These
is-
Oh, yeah.
K-Well products are amazing. The hoof paste is
Nice,
amazing.
nice.
The wound spray is amazing. So there you
is
go.
very
You've got
nice.
the best of the best.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you both for being with us.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate
All
it.
right. We're looking forward to seeing you perform. We've got to go to break, but we're coming right back. Stay with us.
Faulty wiring is the leading cause of barn fires, and equine facilities have special electrical needs. The knowledgeable and licensed team of electricians at Pat Myers Electric will ensure you can achieve your vision for a safe and functional horse facility. For new builds, rewires, and updating, Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe. With a farm of our own, we know you cannot take chances. For all your current barn needs, go to patmyerselectric.com.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor.
It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus, buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. She's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
I'm Tick Maynard, and you're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Shout out to Larson Farms. They are our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Before we switch things up to our Gypsy Gold segment for today, we've been chatting to Fred and his daughter Millie, who are actually here for the Iberian Horse Spectacular. And we've kind of wrapped up your segment, but I just wanted to tell you both what an honor it is to have you here, and what an honor it is to have you reach out to me and say, hey, can we be on your show? Because I love that. That just says a lot. That says that you watch it, you enjoy it, and you want to be part of it. And it's lovely to have both of you here in Ocala, Marion County this week. Lovely to meet you in person. And I am so impressed, well, with both of you, honestly. I mean, really, it's wonderful to see what you've passed on.
Thank you. So I'm very proud of her.
And what you've accomplished is off the
Yeah,
charts.
I'd like to see you do the violin at the show.
I would, but I didn't bring it. It's back in New Jersey.
Hey, we know someone who's got one.
Right. We can get you one.
They put you on the spot right now.
I know, right? But thank you both. And we're going to enjoy
Likewise.
watching you this
Likewise.
week. And I'm really excited that you're here. So thank you for being with us. We're going to switch things up to amazing mules at the Gypsy Gold Farm Tour. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and the Chamber's Equine Initiative, visiting, in my opinion, what is the best tour in Marion County, and honestly, probably in Florida. And no better place to get endorphins, interact with horses and donkeys and mules and parrots, you name it. This is a great place to be. I've got Dennis Thompson here with me, and we're now going to check out the mules.
We had a program here, unique, called Mule Moms. We had 20 mules. We had 15 mules that got pregnant. Mules can't have babies. So it was the first time I'm aware of, and in this country anyway, where they can have babies. So what we did is we used them as recipient mares. So we did embryo transfer. This mule is Doris. She's had 3 babies, I think, and the one coming up is Priscilla. Doris here is, her mother is a Belgian draft horse, and her father's a mammoth donkey. Doris is a party mule. You can take her to a party with 300 people, put Christmas lights on her, and a table on her back that holds margaritas, and she's good. my vet came and he said, I need a mule for my party. I said, you pick her out. He picked Doris, and he said she was perfect. You know, she just stood there in the middle of 300 people and let people pick up margaritas. Aww. Priscilla here is, her mother is a Percheron draft horse, and her father is a mammoth donkey. So a mule is a cross between two species from the same genus. If you take a boy donkey and a girl horse, you get a mule. If you take a boy horse and a girl donkey, you get a henny. Both have an odd chromosome, making them incompatible reproduction. So that's why they're called hybrid animals. And they have, all hybrid animals have something that's exaggerated. So mules they're smarter, stronger, live longer, eat less prone to parasites, heightened sense of self-preservation. But they also have a heightened sense or heightened desire to nurture. So you can't put mules out with mares and babies or they'll steal the babies. Can't put them out with cows and calves, they'll steal the calves. So for the first time in history, they've able to experience what it is to be mothers here at Gypsy Gold. Because I knew they'd cycle, and I knew they would accept a stallion. Nothing ever happened from it, but I thought if those parts work, I could put a baby in them and they'll take it, and it worked. So interesting.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, yeah. So Priscilla here is a thinking mule. If Priscilla gets tired of Doris and her partying ways, she'll jump out of that pen here and she'll jump in with somebody else because she doesn't want to be bored. But there's a thing called coon jumping mules. You can teach your mule, if you go coon hunter, you teach your mule when you put a gunny sack or your jacket over a spot in a fence, your mule will know to jump over that spot. That's called coon jumping. Yeah, honest to God. There's a national contest, you don't want to miss this, at the Houston Livestock Show. Every year you can get it on YouTube, coon jumping mules. You don't want to miss it.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm very serious.
I'm going to Google it.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a big deal. They can really jump high. So a mule can come up to a fence and just jump straight over it. They don't even have to run at it. You know, they're athletes. Yeah, they're great.
I have seen a few people jumping on mules, but I didn't know it was a common
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to recut their tails, but if they turn around, you'll see their tails look kind of weird or something, like they have bells on them. That is a identifier. If you're in the Army and you have 50 mules in a big old paddock, you'll look at their tails. If they have one bell on their tail, they're a pack mule. If they have two bells, they pack and drive. If they have three bells, they pack, drive, and ride. If they have four bells, they pack, drive, ride, and jump. So you look at the tail and pick whichever one you need for the job. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's good. These need to be recut, but they have bells on their tails. Yeah. Who knew?
Who knew? They say you learn something new every day today. Since I've been with you, I know even more.
One more. George Washington. He's the one that received a gift of two mammoth donkeys from the King of Spain. One was Royal Gift was his name. And George bred Royal Gift to draft horses and created the first mammoth mules, big tractors before there was big tractors. George Washington. Pretty cool. Yeah.
You're a wealth of information.
The father of our country.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, this is just a little taste of what you can experience if you come here and visit the Gypsy Gold Farm tour, because you'll learn a lot from Dennis. You won't just learn a lot from Dennis, you'll get to meet all sorts of four-legged, even some parrots, and what an experience it is. You cannot come here and not smile and enjoy so many virtues.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly right.
All in one place.
Happiness. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Happiness and virtues.
Yeah.
A circle of kindness.
Yep.
And all those good characteristics that we long to be around and love and enjoy.
Yeah. I'll teach you one thing before you leave. A boy horse is a stallion, and when you alter him, he's a gelding. A boy cow is a bull. When you alter him, he's a steer. A boy goat is a billy goat, and when you alter him, he's a wether. If you have a field full of wethers, you'll have an alpha wether. You figure out who that is, and you'll put a bell on his neck. That's your bellwether. That's where it comes from.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Dennis Thompson, definitely voted the most interesting man in Marion County and probably way beyond. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and the Chamber's Equine Initiative enjoying the Gypsy Gold Farm and all the animals, and definitely Dennis.
All right. Thanks for coming.
All right, guys, how can you not absolutely love Dennis Thompson?
I think we need to have a segment of interesting facts from Dennis.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I know. I thought listening
What did you guys think?
I think that's great.
Wasn't he amazing?
He's so interesting.
Yeah.
He's so interesting. I'm speechless.
It's interesting, and it like makes your brain go like, wow.
What? Why? I know. Yeah. He and his late wife, Cindy, brought the first 16 Gypsy Vanna horses to America, made them a breed, named the breed, and created the registry for the breed. The Gypsy Vannas would not be here if it was not for him.
Because of them. Wow.
Yes. He also invented adjustable dog collars and all sorts of other interesting things. But he is literally the world's most interesting man.
Yeah.
He really is. I've learned so much from him, honestly. I think he's such a great guy. You've got to check out the Gypsy Gold Farm Tour. If you haven't done it, it's the number one thing to do in North Central Florida. It's like number 12 or 13, even including all the Disney parks in Florida. It's quite an experience. You've got to check it out. So we'll be back with Tricia Cybersma. Stay with us. World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Center Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Center now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
We're a unique, tough breed. We work long, hard hours making sure your horses are healthy and properly shod because, well, we farriers know horses perform better when they're properly shod and healthy. You want quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices, and you won't settle for anything less.
TT Distributors is dedicated to quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices. Racehorse or a pasture pony, TT Distributors has what you need. 7715 West Highway 40, Ocala.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars. And we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
This is Charlotte Cannon, and you are listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show on one of my favourite topics, Heartworks. I'm absolutely delighted to have Tricia Cybersma back with us. We have done a mini-series on what Heartworks is all about. We have talked about so many things, but one of my very favourite topics in the horse world is horses were our ancient allies, and now they are our present-day partners. So in this episode, Tricia and I are going to talk about that. Tricia, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me back. I really enjoy all the work that you do and in this show and how far-reaching it is, helping people with horses.
Absolutely. It's lovely. And these are great topics. And you have certainly made me think with relationships to horses. So I think it's great. I know it must have made a lot of our listeners think as well about that important connection. What does it mean to call horses ancient allies? And I often say this, I say this to a lot of people. It used to be that everybody had horses and hardly anybody had a car back in the day. Now everybody has cars and not as many people have horses, because horses were everything. They were used for war. They were used for transportation, basic transportation. They were used for farming and plowing. They had so many roles back in the day.
Well, they really did. They worked side by side with us as we evolved, as we explored, as we battled, and as we lived our lives, right? Plowing the fields, the transportation for the doctors, just they were so ingrained in our everyday life. And now, you know, their role has shifted from such a physical role to more of a spiritual, energetic, and teacher role for those who are open to explore that. And as you were introducing this, I must say that the traditional horse training that many of us learned as we were younger, the basics, did address the introductory levels of just the mechanics of humans and horses. But when you really think of those roles over history and all the times people spent with their horses while they were in the fields, while they were on the battlefield, while they were traveling vast distances, what was happening in between those moments, and what was happening with the horse supporting those people, especially on the battlefield. And I think about the spiritual and energetic support this ancient ally was giving to the soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
It was happening. I think there was far more emotional, spiritual, and energy work that the horse was involved with and doing and facilitating.
And the partnership has changed so much over decades, generations. It's so different than it ever was back in history, and I think that is interesting the way that has evolved so much. And how you said, you made a very good point. They were like our all-day partner back then. We spent a lot more time because they were part of our everyday. And then obviously, I mean, I just think about the First World War, just how much horses were involved in that, and that was everyday battle and war planning, and the horses were right there alongside. So it truly is a new partnership. It truly is different than it ever was, more and more. And I think as our awareness grows of how much horses need to trust us, need to feel safe, and need to feel that connection in order to have that great relationship. Let's talk a little bit about why you think this is happening now and how horses bring us back to real, because they really do.
Horses show up where we need them most. We needed their brute strength. We needed their power then in the early days, and then moving into even military work, we needed their keen senses because they would alert their partner army community if there was danger. And even in traveling and pioneering, they would be the first ones to go, hey, there's something over here, there's something over there, to keep the humans safe. And now they're stepping forward again in a new way because the world is fast and the world is busy. We're overwhelmed, we're disconnected, we're out of rhythm with who we are, our inner knowing. And what better way to be brought back to the present moment, grounded to ourselves, than standing in front of a horse who is inviting us into that place. And it draws all the topics that we've discussed about, it kind of comes full circle, right?
It does indeed.
Horses live in coherence and invite us to live in coherence. Horses live in the present moment and invite us to live in the present moment. Horses want to plug us into our senses, to see it, to feel it, and then make decisions based on that information that we're collecting from a place, a heart-centered place of mindfulness, of awareness. They really show up before, when people were spending 24 hours a day with our horses, day in and day out, they did have our presence. Now we might have 2 hours at the barn. They're asking us to step up and be aware of our coherence, be aware of our mindfulness. When we leave our horses, we're leaving and going back into the busy world of things. We're entering back in from a different energetic place, because now we're grounded. Now we're centered. Right. Now we're moving from the heart. Now we have coherence. And so that time with them done mindfully then ripples out into the environment we're moving into and the people that we're going to be interacting with next.
If you have a place that you go, whether it be church or whether it just be a quiet place that you meditate, whether you read something, whether you just spend some quiet time, I think that is a great way to, especially if you're somebody that visits your horse like I do and he's not at your house where you're not spending day in, day out with him, is get yourself in a great place before you go visit. Even if it's 5 minutes in the morning before you go out to the barn, it's worth it, because if you can get yourself in a good mental state and a great place of peace before you approach your horse, you're going to have a different horse. And I have seen that myself 100%. Trisha, how does this all kind of wrap up? You talked a little bit about how it ties together all these episodes that we have covered, but it all kind of relates to what we started episode 4 with, which is see it, feel it, live it. Tie all of that together for us in these last few minutes.
We see it when we recognize the timeless wisdom in their eyes and honor their role beyond riding or work. We feel it when we enter their field and let our hearts open to the bond that transcends words. We live it when we walk beside them, not to lead or follow, but to co-create a future where energy, presence, and compassion guide how we relate to all life. Heartworks is launching its first book. It is called Walking with the Herd, a heart-centered guide to see, feel, and live your life. And it is full of messages from the horses themselves on how to bring all this wisdom not only to the barn and into the field and into what we do with horses, but to bring it into our life. After all, the very first quote I read to everybody was that to look in the mirror, because we are humans. And horses have come to be a catalyst. And what they really wish for us is that we start to look at each other with the same wonder and awe as we look at them. So imagining being this present with those people in our lives. This is what the world needs right now. And so they have stepped forward to cause some curiosity and to open some hearts so that we can be there for them and we can be there for each other.
Trisha, that is wonderful. We are going to wrap this up. I want to invite everybody to check out Heartworks at heartworks.horse. You can also find them on social media and follow them. I'm going to invite you to learn more, to learn to connect to your horse, to kind of shut out the crazy world and find a peaceful place. I certainly have learnt a lot from this wonderful series. Trisha, we love you and your herd. I love the book you sent to me. Thank you so much. I've so enjoyed this. I so appreciate you.
I mean, it's my honor. The horses, thank you.
Thank you, Trisha. Yes. Thank you so much. We got to wrap this up here on the Horse Talk Show.
This is Charlotte Cannon, and you are listening to the Horse Talk Show.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Center Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Center now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus, buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hello, I'm Chris Cox, and you're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to our very favourite hay company, who is our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Trying to mess you up. I'm
Louisa
Louisa Barton.
I got it.
And we are going to, before we jump over to Dancing Pete's Horsemanship Tip of the Week, we are going to just share a little bit about my scarf that I received this week. And this is actually by Sophie, and there is going to be a story coming up very, very soon from Tricia Cybersma about her story and kind of what she's gone through recently with her eye, and we're going to share all of that with you. But this is painted by her, and it is absolutely beautiful. You can get one of these on the Heartworks site. They have a number of different colors and styles and patterns painted by different horses. And I just want Tricia to know how much I love it. So thank you so much for sending it. Love it so much I'm wearing it for the show tonight, and I'll be wearing it a lot now that we're in the slightly cooler season.
At least in the morning.
That's right. We are going to switch things up now to Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week.
Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship.
Dances.
Today's Tip of the Week happened on Monday morning. I get a call from a student. Horses are missing in her field. So I jump in the truck and I start driving, and she's about 10 minutes away. And she's looking around. She's in a panic. I had to calm her down first. I said, we're not going to find him if you're freaking out. So she calmed down, found him in a pasture, little ways from her house, thank goodness. Of course, they didn't want to be caught, so we had to catch them. And so the tip of the week is check your gate. So what happened was they pushed on it, and she had a little bitty chain on it, and it broke. Then her front gate was broken, so she forgot to close the gate and hook it because the automatic gate wasn't working. Tip number 2. Tip number 3, make sure you have halters and lead lines ready in your truck. I always tell people, I always have a whole bunch of halters ready to go. Pull, snap your fingers ready to go catch them. The little one didn't want to be caught, but finally decided to catch, and I caught him. We put the halter on, and then I caught her, and we let him back. So I thought that would be a valuable tip. When your gate's broken, shut the gate, and make sure your chains are strong enough. If they push on them, they're not going to break them.
Okay, well, shout out to Royal Blessing Rescue right here, because I found the perfect gate chains, and I am actually made me think about it. I thought about this today when I dropped what the pin in one. I thought, I need to make a video to tell people this is the only kind of gate closure to have with horses, because it's a one-handed close.
It's the New Zealand.
Yep, clip, boom, in, and it's done, and they are tough and strong, and you don't have to worry. They can't lift them out. If they're a fiddler, they can't lift them out. You don't have to worry about the snap breaking or the chain breaking. They are the best. So there you go. I just thought about it today. And yes, I am obsessed about closing gates. I close all the gates all the time.
And the other tip would be leave one gate open, so if they run and they get out, they go into that pasture.
There you go.
Because thank goodness her neighbor had her gate open.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
And we were talking 41, major highway was down the road.
Good. Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
So if you have a horse, you have at least one dog. We know you do. And what a great time at World Equestrian Center this past weekend at the Pet Palooza, where Neil and his team had Ocala Dog Ranch set up with the pool and had the dock diving going on at World Equestrian Center. It was fantastic to see that happening. And here's Neil.
The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch. Have you got a vet for your dog? You don't want to try and find a vet when you have an emergency. Having a vet should be part of your regular maintenance for health-wise for your dog. Regular checkups, have your dog on flea, tick, heartworm medication. Take the dog to the vet once a year or twice a year, depending on what the vet recommends, so that the vet can keep a track on them. Just like they take records of us, we need to have records on our dog just in case something strange happens to your dog. The vet is not going to be new and not have any idea about your dog. Also, if in an emergency, you don't want to be calling, scrambling around trying to find a vet. Have a relationship with a good veterinarian in Ocala. Neil Hennessy, Ocala Dog Ranch.
Very important, regular checkups with the veterinarian for your dog, just like your horse. Good to have them checked out often, and of course, the older they get, the more important it gets that you do that.
That physical exam is worth the money.
It really is. It's a good habit to be in, and of course, it also can keep you relevant as far as getting your prescriptions and things like that you need. If you don't, it's a lot like Dr. Cayot always says. You know, you don't want to be trying to find a veterinarian for the first time when you're having a problem.
That's right.
We do want to mention some great events, though. Oh, very quickly. Official massage therapist to the Horse Talk Show is Be Well Holistic Massage Wellness Center. They stayed here after the show last week and worked on me, and I'm going to tell you now, I have gone a solid week without backache or neck ache or anything, which is a miracle for me. It was a daily thing. So I just want to say shout out to them. Thank you so much. I will be scheduling an appointment very soon, and they do massage therapy for horses as well. So the Equine Obstacle Challenge is Saturday morning. This is a fundraiser for Open Hands Animal Rescue.
So if you're listening on the radio, you still have time to make it out there.
You still have time to go to the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion, and you can be involved in this. And this is put on by the Florida Mounted, and they do a Mustang class, an in-hand class, a mounted unit posse class, and a thoroughbred class. Only $50 per person per class. And again, you've still got time to go and watch this at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. That is Saturday morning, the 18th. And listen, it is that spectacular weekend at World Equestrian Center for the Iberian Horse Spectacular. And I am very excited, October 17th and 18th. And this is just a beautiful
It's going to be a win.
It's a win. You cannot miss this. It is so fantastic. And the price for the ticket's so reasonable. And the performance so professional. So worth going. You absolutely cannot miss this. And this is an annual event here. And I'm going to tell you something. All week long at World Equestrian Center, you can go out there and learn from some of the top folks. We had the Wynn family here tonight, and very, very excited to be able to see them perform. And it's an incredible event, and it's just an amazing way of showcasing the Iberian
breed. And isn't it $25?
So
I mean,
reasonable.
That's nothing.
No, you can't go and have a wonderful performance like that.
You can't go bowling for that kind of
money.
No,
you can't. And I'd much rather go to the Iberian Spectacular than bowl. So it's a wonderful way to spend the weekend. So make sure you get out there. You can also see some top clinicians throughout the week and speakers who are going to be talking about different topics. We had Scott Beckstead here. And very excited to hear him speak. And then Fred Wynn is actually going to be doing his clinic on Sunday. So there's lots to do out there, lots to see. They have an amazing vendor village, lovely, wonderful activities. So
Come out and see it.
Yep. Final quick mention as we're wrapping up for the Piranha Family Foundation Golf Tournament that's coming up November 14th. That is at the Country Club of Ocala, put on by Piranha Animal Health, and that's to benefit Gentle Carousel miniature therapy horses and canines for warriors. And they have raised over $100,000 in the last few years. This will be the 4th year. It is by far the best golf tournament put on by anybody, and definitely worth getting involved either as a sponsor or a player. We got to wrap it up. It's time to go, believe it or not. Whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world,
or not.
Happy horsing around till the same time next week.
See ya.
DAC Vitamins and Minerals has been making a world of difference for 35 years. Do you know what sets DAC apart? We use chelation minerals from Alltech, which allows for better absorption. DAC is the only supplement company Alltech provides ingredients for. We have our nutritionist, Performance Horse Nutrition, NASP, which is the quality seal, which guarantees our products and ensures our use of quality ingredients. DAC gives you a guaranteed analysis in every 1 ounce scoop, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Doesn't your partner deserve the best? Visit feeddac.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.